I haven't seen a lot of Christopher Reeves films besides the Superman films, and I'm quite sad that I have not seen any of his films before, besides the Superman films, or the documentary that was made about him. I gotta say, this film, Somewhere in Time, this is a film that, made me realize, say, yes, he was great in the Superman films, but this is also a wonderful film with Christopher Reeves. And I'm gonna be honest and say that, yeah, this film is also helped revitalize my fondness for romance films. Because I know that's kind of cheesy, but I love romance films. Like, say, honestly, sometimes they are a genre that is very comforting, I would say. Um, what's this film about? Christopher Reeve plays Richard Collier, a playwright who becomes obsessed with the photograph of a young woman at the Grand Hotel of Mechanic Island, Michigan. Through self-hypnosis, he transports himself back in time to the year 1912 to find love with actress Elise McKenna. He becomes in conflict with Elise's manager, William Fawcett Robinson, played by Christopher Plummer, who attempts to deter him, fearing that romance will derail her career. Having not really seen this film, and at the same time having also had like, also knowing that this is Christopher Reeves' third film he did.
Under the guidance of her manager, William Fawcett Robinson, Elise McKenna was the first American actress to create a mystique in the public's eye. Never seen in public in her later years. Apparently without an offstage life, the absolute quintessence of seclusion.
Especially after Superman. So this was his third role he did. And he does a wonderful job. And I do think that way the film opens, like, say, when he's at the party for one of his shows that he's doing, and basically, like, say, the older version of Elise shows up and basically says, "Hey, come find me," or whatever. And it just makes you wonder, like, what's going on here?
Come back to me.
Was she?
I never saw her in my life.
What did she give you?
And all that. And it really makes you question, because I have never read the novel that this is based on. And I really, at times, like, say, yes, when he is becoming obsessed, like, he's just going to go to the hotel that she, for some rest and relaxation. Because, like, he's just, like, say, yeah, he's having, like, that little old pesky writer's block. And then that's when he ends up discovering her picture in the hotel. been like trying to say, hey, like who is she? Like, you know that. Mostly because there was like no little picture, like like, there's no, what's the word, nameplate for her and all that. And I really think that the way they are able to do the time travel aspect of it, I really like it. In that, like, yes, it is considered, like, say, hypnosis because he is hypnotizes himself to make it seem like, he, like, perceives the idea so then he can go project himself back in time. And at first, like, when I was, like, watching, like, say, wait, how does Elise know who he is? Or was that always predetermined? In that, like, she is the one who gives him the watch. And yes, at first it had me confused, but once we end up getting to, once we end up getting to the hotel in the past.
Yes. Are you all right?
Yes, quite right.
I'm sorry if I startled you.
No, you didn't start.
I think I did.
I'll take you into dinner now.
May I speak to you, please?
Anything the matter? Who was that young man?
I've no idea.
And, like, we have the different time change. Like, say, hey, we see a young version of the character of Arthur, who was who works at the hotel and all that. And he was there as a child. And I really like the costume. I really like how at times, like, say, when back in 1912, I really like the fact that at times it is a period piece. And I'm going to say this: Christopher Reeves is so darn charming. Has so much he has so much charisma in this film that he just captivates you in the role.
May I?
Of course.
This is incredible. This guy, Finney, he was my philosophy teacher at Millfield.
Really?
Yeah.
She read that book over and over.
And I suppose, like, say, the fact that, he does not see, what ended up happening is, like, say, yeah, he's not allowed to see any kind of future things in the past, because if he suddenly sees it, he'll be flung back into the future, or out of his dream, or psychosis, his hypnosis, I guess I would say. And the romance aspect of it, at first I felt like it was kind of like, say, it was a bit like, say, questionable, I'd say. Mostly because, like, he's going back in the past, and so, like, hey, he knows everything about her, and he's just going to say, hey, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? Where is she? Can I talk to you? At first, like, yeah, like, I couldn't get it. Like, it's, like, at the same time, I think it works. I really think this film works on a emotional level. It works on a production level of it, I would say. And I do think, like, say, there are several moments that, like, when we think back at it in a dramatic way, like when the character of, like, when William Robinson, when he basically tells us, hey, you need to stay away from her. When you're at a bandstand or something like that, and then Richard gets knocked out and all that, and Elise basically says, where is he? Where is he? And the moment where it broke me, though, was, like, say, when they're finally happy together, and then he ends up seeing the coin, and it sends him back.
I mean, what's wrong with this? I don't care. So what if it's 10 years old?
Oh, at least 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's fabulous. Look, let me show you. It's really great. See, the first-class condition. The sleeves fit, which is pretty good for me because my arms are about 9 feet long. And got pockets everywhere. I could pull rabbits out of here. Oh, yeah, this is the best part. This is a special coin compartment for emergency.
Richard. 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 Richard.
And he can't get there. I'm sorry for crying. It's oh, that got me when he's like trying to get back and he can't, and then afterwards, like, you know, he gets into a depressed state, mostly because, like, say yes, it is, like, you know, like, even though because she's in the past, and literally, like, it took him so much strength to even do it, in a way. So I guess it's like saying yes, like, it is a romantic film. At the same time, I will say maybe there's the idea of the theme of, like, you know, holding on to the past, and at the same time, in a way. I could be wrong. I thought this was really good. It makes me want to, like, look back in more Christopher Reeve films. But yeah. I'll see ya.